Obviously, the pasta goes in the boiling water, and the other stuff goes in a pan. And then 20 minutes later, you've got magic. Sweet. I miss you. My name is Julian. You're probably wondering, well, you're not Madison, what has happened? And it's because, dagnammit. So, I'm making one of my favorite recipes, which is carbonara. I originally learnt it by following some recipes / forgetting some recipes back when I was in uni or college. And this is just a real staple, cheap, delicious, full of flavor meal that I more or less lived on in my early 20s. Okay, ingredients. Well, we're going to start with some oil, applewood smoked bacon. You'll obviously need pasta. Any kind of pasta works. I like angel hair or a fettuccine, but penne works. Anything, whatever floats your boat, it's all delicious. Half an onion, here's one we prepared earlier. Parmesan cheese, eggs for some magic at the end. Salt, pepper, and some herbs to add a little bit of, flavor explosion. Awesome. Let's do it. Best thing about an onion that's been in the fridge for a couple days, it's that soggy feel. Really, nothing like it. So we start by dicing the onion down. Nothing too fancy. Remember that the inspiration here is like a cheap meal that you can cook at home, assuming a poor university student. And to emulate that experience, we have a very cheap cutting board that is sliding all over the place. Doesn't need to be perfect, but as you can see, it's diced. Adds a little flavor explosion. Make sure you wash your hands, kids. Let's start by adding a little bit of oil into the pan. I really like cooking with olive oil. It does change the flavor profile, but if that's all you've ever done, then it doesn't really matter. Medium-high heat, get the oil all around the pan. Part of the magic of this recipe is being able to do multiple things at once. This is not only like on the cheap and cheerful side of things, it's on the fast side of things. You know, you've got better things to do when you're in uni than sit around and spend hours making a gourmet meal. Slap it together, go out and get on the piss with your mates. So as we throw these onions on the heat, we're going to start dicing up the bacon immediately afterwards.
Why does this kitchen look different?
What do you mean? This is the same kitchen we've always filmed in. Because we're in San Diego, sunny San Diego. Can't you tell? It's beautiful out there. It's also nighttime, this is dinner. Alright, got the onions in the oil, they're heating. I'm gonna pull out 3, let's go with 4. Let's go with a little extra bacon flavor. 4 rashers of bacon. Gonna dice this up, you can hear the onions. Got a good little sizzle going on. And again, perfection is the enemy of the good. We want this to be cheap and cheerful. Got a little bit of a sizzle. Gonna give this a quick flick. Make sure it's all coated. Bada bing, bada boom. In goes the bacon. Break up the bacon a little bit. Give it a bit of a stir. Get that flavor all around there. What we're going to do next, once this bacon is cooked, is we're going to turn down the heat. We're going to add the cream, but we don't want to scald it. So you want it to be a lowish temperature. Scalding the cream will be bad, so you don't want it to boil or simmer or anything like that. When you've got the cream kind of incorporated, nice and warm, we'll add the Parmesan cheese. That'll melt in, it'll kind of congeal it into just flavor.
Congealed flavor.
Yeah, you better believe it. Okay, at the same time, we've had a little pot of water sitting here. Here's one we prepared earlier. I'm gonna crank this up to max power. More or less now is the time that I want to add the pasta in. My rule of thumb is one of these packets is about 4 meals. There we go, straight in. Easy. Woo! Alright, so here's the 2 things at once that I told you about. We got some pasta in the pot. And equally, look at this. Going great. Onions beginning to get a little bit of color. Bacon's beginning to crisp up. A little bit longer. As a kid, I used to eat raw pasta. It is just part of who I am. I am making a bit of a mess, but it's not my house. Okay, it's time to turn this down. I'm going to, just a hair above low temperature, even going to take this off the heat to kind of just get it there a little bit faster. So you can see this is cooled down enough. It's kind of stopped sizzling, but we've got, brown bacon bits. The onion isn't quite golden, but, it'll get there. The way that I like to do this is I raise it from the heat so I can control the temperature of the cream. Again, I don't want to scald the cream. Cream's coming in coldish. This is a pint, I've used maybe a third. And I'll continue to add some more. We're gonna let this heat up a little bit, but I've got to be really mindful. Again, burning, bad. Scalding, bad. So when I start seeing it simmer a little bit, I'll adjust the heat accordingly. So I'm gonna give it a little shake, take it off the heat a little bit, start adding the cheese. And you'll see that cheese is just going to get perfectly incorporated in. A bit of a splashy splash. I'm probably going to use about half of that cheese punnet, container, gathering. With the bacon, with the cheese. This is, you want that congealed loveliness.
Congealed Loveliness is the name of my first band.
Alright, so I've just added a little bit more cream. We're going to get the edges, just a little simmering around the edges, but we're really trying to control that heat. Going to add a little bit more cheese. Meanwhile, the pasta is simmering away. Okay, there we go. You can see it's all coming together. It's got a little stringiness to the cheese now, so this cheese cream mixture is beginning to string together. But you can see the individual flakes of the cheese, they're all gone. It's all incorporated in, and we've got that gooiness happening. Now is where I'm going to add an unhealthy amount of salt, because that's how I know I'm alive. Oops, see, this guy's beginning to simmer. I don't want that, so I'm going to just put that heat down to a barely existent flame. Just a ton of salt, ton of cream. You know this is going to be good on the inside. And we're done. This is basically it. I'm gonna drain the water, dump the pasta into the sauce. I'm gonna crack an egg in, mix it all together, add some herbs. Bada bing, bada boom. It's time to eat. All right, here we go. Taking this off the heat. It's boiling. It's good to go. Gonna pour it in. Got a colander. I'm just not dumping this down the sink. I actually have a plan here. Here we go. Can't see out of my glasses, but that's how it's meant to be. Pasta is nicely al dente, just how I like it. Alright. So now what I'm going to do, gonna add the sauce in, give it a zhuzh, bit of stir, add an egg, serve it up. Let's do it. I'm gonna add just a smidge of heat to this. We're gonna add that egg. Add one egg. My rule of thumb is basically an egg for 2 people, 2 eggs for 4 people, and that's probably it. If you're cooking for 6, probably still stay with 2 eggs. You don't want scrambled eggs here, so I've killed the heat, but there's a lot of residual heat in the pasta, there's a lot of residual heat in the pot, so this is going to help with that congeal, that flavor explosion. It's going to pull it all together. That smell is going to be fantastic. A little bit of herbs, a little bit of cracked pepper, we're going to be good to go. Alright, let's plate out. I'm going to dice up some Italian parsley. Look at this. Look at this. This is going to be hella good. A little bit of parsley. This is going to be so good. It's been so long since I've had carbonara. Let's eat. And that right there, that's dinner. Alright, maiden voyage. I miss you. Where have you been? So good. Bon appetit.